Hi, everyone. Good morning. It's Margaret Manning here, and welcome to 60 and Me. Thank you so much for being here today. Welcome to new people who are joining us. And I want to just, as I always do, thank you from the bottom of my heart for the time that you take to come and join us here and have a conversation about stuff that's on our minds as older women. Everything from fashion and beauty to travel and retirement, caregiving. And we want to be up to date with news as well. So we've actually, by the way, just started a new section on 60andMe website on current events, on news stories that we think are relevant to our age demographic. And I hope you enjoy those. Please go out to the website too. It's a wealth of information, lots of content on all kinds of topics. We try to give you a little bit of everything. So here we are. Now today I'm having my morning tea, which I always start with. It's Darjeeling. It's a Twinings product, this one, and there's all kinds of Darjeelings, but they are unique in that the tea only comes from a particular part of India, West Bengal, and so it's quite a rare tea. It's not for everybody. It's a little bit dark, and I've actually drunk a bunch of mine, but it's very strong, unique taste, and I love it. But it's one of those teas that I have in the morning, kind of instead of coffee. It's one of those strong teas that it just makes you feel good. So hope you've got a cup of tea or coffee that you love, and we can sit down and chat about things related to this, about luxury and about getting things that we love and finding those things and knowing ourselves well enough to make good purchases. Now we have a blogger named Lisa Dunkel. Lisa is the author of a whole series of articles that we've done on 60andMe around two things. One is how to live like a millionaire on a budget. It's her millionaire series, she calls it. And also anti-consumerism. She's taking a strong stand against rampant consumerism that makes us believe that we need everything under the sun when we only need everything under the moon. But for some people, shopping is more important than others. But it's kind of, this conversation today is really about an attitude to purchasing things and not so much making a value judgment as to whether you like to shop or not. It's kind of how you do it, how the attitude that you bring into the process. So this article that she wrote was about having already downsized, because we've talked a lot about that, downsizing your possessions. Now, how do you enjoy the shopping experience? How do you still learn how to buy in a way that is not soul destroying, but empowering and uplifting? So that's the kind of secret here. Now, here's the challenge that Lisa raises, and I think it's a really good one, is that you go through the process of decluttering, and it's hard. You have to sort out all the things that are important to you, that you want to keep, and the things that you want to give away or sell or donate. And they're all things that had at some point a significance to you. You wanted to buy them. That's why you have them. But for her, she talks about doing all these different strategies for hangers and not turning them around, and not having things that don't bring you joy. But at the end of the day, you're left with what you have, what you love, and then a desire to consume in some way. Now, remember, she talks about consumerism in a way that, consumerism got us to the point where we needed to downsize. It's because we were crazy about buying stuff for whatever reason that we ended up with too much. And she tells her own stories, which are quite good. But I have my one is that when I was married, we had the kids were young, and we loved the holidays, and we had a fairly big house, and we had a lovely room where we'd put our Christmas tree every year in the hallway, sort of leading into the living room area. And I swear I must have bought, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 different themes of Christmas lights. I mean, I can remember one year buying fruit. They were beautiful. It must have cost me $100 just for these silly lights, but I bought, the beautiful lights and colors that went with a fruit theme. And then I did a black and white theme one year. And oh my goodness, when I went to, sort out all my possessions after it was time to downsize, I just thought, oh my goodness, what on earth was I thinking when I bought 5 sets of Christmas decorations? I mean, now I don't even buy a Christmas tree. So what was the point? But, it's all part of the process, isn't it, of understanding what's really important in your life, and, and not going crazy. But Lisa does raise a really good point, and that is when you're throwing stuff away, be careful that you don't throw away stuff that you have to buy again. So, for example, she gives the example of a cherry pitter, thing that pits the cherries. Now, cherries only come out once a year. So, once a year, you need this cherry pitter. But you don't need it the rest of the year. So, what do? Do you keep it? Do you throw it away? I mean, honestly, I have done this where I've thrown things away or given them away and then thought, where did I put that? Whatever, lemon squeezer. And then think, oh, well, I can just squeeze it with my hands. But, it's just a matter of deciding what's important and then just not and limiting your unnecessary purchases. Don't forget the desire to buy stuff is kind of a marketing tool. I mean, people want to seduce you into, it's almost like a relationship, like you want that thing and you want to possess it and you seduce that person that thing into your life, and then you buy it. And then you then feel like you need to use it. But it's just, remember that it's a chemistry with shopping. So if you like to shop, here's a few ideas that Lisa gives, and some of my own thoughts too. One is from Lisa is to clarify your purchasing triggers. Why do you buy stuff? Do you buy it because you really want it, like you need it, or you have a use for it, or is it something that is associated with an emotional connection? I've narrowed things down now. So, like when I travel, for example, I tend not to buy souvenirs. Because so many times I brought souvenirs home, I've wrapped them up, I've given them to people, or I've kept them for myself, and then I just end up discarding them, or because what was my treasure when I was traveling isn't the same. So that was a trigger for me, was when I travel to buy. But I don't do that anymore. I buy postcards, which are very cheap, and I put them in a scrapbook or I send them to people, and that's my thing. That's my travel trigger taken care of. So love it, admire it. You don't need to own it. You don't need to have it in your possession. You could take a picture. The memory is what's important. So I think we kind of have figured that out. I think a lot of older women. So I don't think I need to be, telling you too much about this, but and there's tips for buying well. If you go out with a desire to buy a specific thing, you'll tend not to waste your money. You'll buy just the thing that you went out to look for. You have a list. I have a list today, shopping list. And if you go out with a sort of, I don't know what I want, I'm just going to see what's out there, you end up, being frivolous and emotional with your purchases. Go look in your closet before you go out. Check what you've got. I mean, I do this all the time, actually, when I go to little shops like H&M or these where t-shirts are $3.95. I go out and I say, oh, what a cool black t-shirt. And I bring it home and I've got like 15 black t-shirts. I mean, that's an exaggeration, but I have a lot. And the point there is, of course, to only buy the things that either are, who was it? William Morris, are beautiful or are useful. You consider to be beautiful or are useful. Don't buy other stuff. Another piece of advice that Lisa gives is to not shop with a credit card. Pay with cash. That's a reality check. That's telling you what you've got in your bank and what you really need. You weigh it up. I'll tell you this story. We'll go through periods in our life where we don't have a lot of money, and we have sometimes when we do have money. And I had a situation that happened to me once where it was a weekend and I didn't have very much money, and I wanted to buy some chocolate. And I thought, oh, I'll just go treat myself. And I looked in my purse and I had like $3.90 in dollars, and that was all. And I thought, oh, okay, that's all I've got. That's what I'll spend. And I went to the shop, and I went to the shelf and got to the chocolate that I really, really love. It was going to be my pampering chocolate, and it was $3.95. And I actually burst into tears in the shop. I remember this really clearly. And it wasn't so much I cried because I didn't have the money for the chocolate. It was because I just didn't have the money. And it was because I couldn't pamper myself in the way that I wanted to. So there was a appreciation there of what money really can buy. Now, I actually in that situation could have used a credit card, but I'd made a deal with myself that I wouldn't do that. So I didn't have the chocolate. I didn't buy it. I went the weekend without the chocolate, and look, I'm here. I'm still here. I survived. But I think that's really important, is to realize the value of money. Lisa says, just carry 2 bank cards, one to use and one if the machine breaks. So I always carry like a Visa and a MasterCard from 2 different places, and that's it. One's a debit card, one's a credit card. And then pay your bill in full each month if you can. Don't shop as a entertainment activity. You know, there's sort of things that we do just for fun. Go shopping. Go window shopping. Have a look, you know, see what's out there, what trends, what fashions, colors. Enjoy it, but you don't have to own it. Buy what you need, not what you want. That's Lisa's advice. In fact, stop buying, period. Is what she says. I know she doesn't, but it's just the philosophy of shopping. And when you buy, I have a rule usually that if I buy something, an item of clothing, I'll take something to the recycling shop on Saturday or Wednesday, and just kind of trade. If I buy something new for myself, if I buy a little necklace or something, this is a new little pearls I bought, wraps around, but it was not too expensive. It was in the recycling shop. I'll take something back this weekend, just as an exchange. And I think that, as Lisa says, she feels wealthier, more in control, and happier. Just by getting her buying in control after downsizing. It's kind of a contradiction, isn't it? But they can live in harmony, and that's the whole point. So I'd really like to get your feedback on this. And a lot of you are downsizing, and I'd love to know how you're managing the buying process now, how you're buying things for yourself that you love. So if you're in the comment section below, you can just say, do you have any shopping or not shopping tips that you'd like to leave with the community? Let's share with each other and see what we can come out of here with, see whether we can find some wisdom in our shopping adventures. So have a wonderful day, everybody. Go out and have fun, buy a little treat, but just as I said, be thoughtful about why you're buying and what you're buying, and leave your comments below. Thank you so much for being here again. I really do appreciate it. Tell a friend about 60andMe and check out all our channels, and just know that you're appreciated and valued, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Take good care, everybody. Bye-bye for now.